Welcome to the Gaming Bench. Today I'm building an ancient Roman strategy game called Tabula. Most historians believe this is an ancestor to the game we know as backgammon. Next week I'm going to go over the rules, history, and strategy of the game if you want to know more about how the Romans played the game. But for now, let's build a board. I'm going to make the game out of walnut and maple. I have this nice board of leftover walnut that I think once I resaw it and split it in half, that'll be nice. And I think I have enough scrap pieces of maple laying around for what I want to do. This walnut board, I'm gonna, like I said, resaw it and then flip it open. And I think that's boring to watch on videos, but just in case you're one of the people that likes to watch that sort of thing, I'm going to take this over to my table saw. I'm going to square off the edges. Then I'm going to resaw it. Then I'm going to take it over to my planer, run it through until they're both the same thickness. Then I'm going to take it back to my table saw, join it. And that brings us to where we are now. Took this board, cut it in half, and the grain is a really nice book-matched grain that I'm excited about. And like I said, I think I have enough maple to serve as a divider. Okay, here's my plan. I'm going to take these boards, put a divider down the middle of them, and then I'm going to put thinner strips here to make the 12 rows or points that are the playing spaces for the game. I think that'll look good. I haven't decided on how thick this middle divider needs to be. Maybe more like that. Too much. Yeah. Well, I don't need to decide that right now. What I'm going to do is take these boards over to the table saw and cut grooves or dados. I forget which it is, if it's across the grain. But I'm going to cut those across the boards, and then I'll cut a bunch of the maple to inlay, and then I can figure out the center gap. Super happy with how this turned out. I have screwed up so many projects where there's a repetitive cut and I kind of lose focus and do something stupid. But this worked out. It's a little scratched up, but I'll have to sand this whole thing once I put in the inlay anyways. So now I just need to cut a bunch of strips to fit and figure out doing the middle here. Before I start adding the inlay for these spaces, there's one other thing I want to do. I'm going to put an inlay of a circle on the top of each of these spaces. You'll see why later. So I made a little jig to help me center the point in each space. My plan is to put some sort of backer behind this board anyway, so I'm just going to drill the whole way through it. Ah, fudge. Shoot. See that? Crap. All right, well, that is not optimal, but it's right along the grain, so I think I can put enough glue in there and glue it up, and that break will be pretty invisible. Man, the tear out is really terrible in the back of this. That's why I clamped it down against the backer. You know, the bit's not dull. Yeah, let me know in the comments what I should be doing to avoid this, because this isn't the first time I've gotten some terrible tear out, even though I tried to avoid it. Got a bunch of maple plugs to go into these holes. I think that's boring to watch too, but if that's your thing, here's a quick hit. Admittedly, this whole thing would have gone faster and better if I wasn't using my crappy Harbor Freight plug cutters, but I got the job done. All right, I have these all glued in and sanded, and this was a bit of a struggle, honestly. I think when I was drilling these holes, I must not have held the drill steady because there's some really big, ugly gaps around the inlay. That's really unfortunate, but I have a plan to try to fill those in and make them look decent. We'll see how it turns out. So next I need to cut the inlays for the channels between the points. This is something I've struggled with in the past as well, just trying to get like these thin rip pieces. But recently I saw a video from a YouTuber called The Custom Craftsman, and he had a different way of cutting pieces like this. He was using it for splines, but it'll work just as well for what I have to do. Essentially, I'm gonna take a board and run it through the table saw this way. So I'll cut a channel partway through the thickness of the piece I want, and then I can just run it through this way and cut small strips. I haven't tried it yet. Seems like a lot easier than what I usually do, but we'll see. All right, cut all of these divider pieces on the table saw. It was a little fiddly, but not bad. I cut them a little proud, if you can see. I thought it'd be interesting if the pieces were contained between these dividers. And I keep looking at this because I went ahead and cut like the dividers to go down the center and around this to frame it in maple. And I keep looking at this, and my intention was to orient it like this. You can see the bookmark or book matched grain, which I think looks really cool, but the more I look at it, the more I think this looks better. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a little bummed about the grain on the walnut, but it still looks pretty cool. right? Because now instead of coming in, it kind of goes out and the sapwood is lighter, and that kind of highlights the lighter maple in the center. Pretty cool. So before I glue all these dividers in, I'm going to give this one more sanding since these are too tall. That'll be a pain. I'll sand this up to 220, and then I'm going to glue these things in, and then we're getting pretty close to done. So by the way, here's where that crack was along the grain when I was drilling this hole. It closed up really well. Can't see it at all. Now to glue these together. I'm going to try not to get any squeeze out on the top where it might be a pain to wipe off or chisel off after it dries. Let's see. Last bit of construction before I apply finish is I'm going to put a backer on this. This is just a piece of 1/4 inch walnut plywood I cut from a piece that was left over from a different project, and I'm just going to glue it on the back. Usually I try to be pretty honest about my woodworking and my mistakes, but I did some really janky crap to the back of this board that is a little too embarrassing even for me to show. Just know that sometimes the best course of action is to cover up your mistakes and make it so no one ever has to see them. Now it's finally time to deal with these circle inserts. All the spaces on the board are numbered 1 through 24. So I'm going to use my wood burner to burn Roman numerals into each of these. All right, not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. All right, I'm going to call this done. I'm happy with how this turned out. I still need to address the big gaps that are in between some of the circle inlays, but I need to do that after the hard wax oil I put on this is fully cured, and that takes about a week. So I'll do a short about that sometime in the future. But I think it looks good. Back looks perfect. I was going to build my own pieces for this board. I even bought a resin mold to to cast my pieces, but I decided against it. I have these wooden checkers that fit the board really well, and I think these are the pieces I'll use, at least for the time being, until I make my own pieces. I really like how the rails kind of keep them in place. So I'll have a video coming out in about a week that goes over the rules, history, and strategy of Tabula. If you want to learn how to play or learn more about how the Romans played the game. And if this is the kind of stuff that you enjoy, I hope you'll like and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Gaming.